Nobody can make Robbie Bear do anything. Hello, friends! It is Friday. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Isn't there some song?
TGI Friday.
Friday.
Oh, I think there was a very famous YouTube debacle called Friday.
It was very popular, wasn't it?
It was very popular. Hi, guys. You know what? I missed you. This has started to become something I look forward to from the moment it ends the day before. So thank you for coming to spend this time with us. As you suspected, I do have an agenda.
Ready with the agenda.
But let me tell you this.
Boy.
I had an idea that doesn't have anything to do with the agenda, which is that this show needs a theme song. And so I'm going to start thinking about that. I do play the guitar, the harmonica. I do not play the tuba, the saxophone, the xylophone.
Alden plays the saxophone.
She does. Do you think we should have that
in
the
theme
song?
Wah, wah.
We'll think about that. Alden and I might work on something. Also, Alden and I are learning how to play the ukulele, which is like a little tiny guitar. People who play the ukulele would probably object to me characterizing it that way. It has fewer strings and a completely different tuning configuration. But stay tuned. If you have any suggestions about the theme song, if there's any words that you would...
I have a suggestion.
What?
It needs to be very short if we're going to play it every
time.
It
will be more like a theme... Jingle.
Good.
If there's any words that you feel strongly should be in the theme song...
Tops, I think there should be 5 words.
In the whole song?
Mm-hmm. Should be very quick.
That's way too short to constitute a song. That's like
Robbie and Matthew show.
Oh, so you're talking about just a theme line. No, I
want
to
listen to the same song.
I want
again
something that people can sing along to. I want these guys to memorize it. I think it should have at least 12 stanzas.
I've already written it.
I feel like there should be some sort of
Robbie
heroic
and Matthew
progression.
Show.
I like it, but it's a little tired. I feel like I've heard that before. On some other show. I'm just saying, that's not original. I want it to be original, hard-hitting.
Hey, boy.
All right, let's go to the agenda.
That wasn't even on the agenda.
It only helps if I turn it this way so that the agenda can be seen. Say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, you guys. All right, let's see what else. 60 seconds of wiggling. This seems important. We do this in the evenings with our own children to make sure that they are good and tired before we... All right, so I'm putting my timer
to some wiggling,
1 minute. They sprint, they run, they jump, they leap, they heckle, they checkle. All right.
60 seconds.
If you want to do some checkling during this 30 seconds, you can. Just let me know what that is. 60.
Okay.
On your marks, get set, go. Don't have to be standing for the wiggling.
You guys don't have to be standing. What are you talking about?
It doesn't say standing wiggling. It just says wiggling. Okay, you guys, what I don't want you to do is to knock over any lamps or break through any... screens or knock any exotic vases off of tables.
What's this moving doing?
That's the swat the fly. If you have some music on hand, please add it so that the wiggling has a little bit of backing track.
60 seconds is a very long time.
I should have put on... Yeah, but look how we're going to feel at the end of this. We're going to feel really good.
22 seconds left, guys.
22. Robbie, you can tell who's looking forward to the ending of the wiggling.
I am not a wiggler.
Are you guys wiggling well? I want to know. I want to know how the wiggling is proceeding. At the end of this, what do we have here? Hi, guys. As a PK teacher and a mom of 2 boys, I'm happy to have found you. We're happy to have found you. Are you wiggling, though? Why aren't you wiggling? You can't type and wiggle at the same time, I don't think. Unless you're super talented. I'm exhausted in the best possible way.
I hope the next agenda item is take a deep breath and relax and take a nap.
Robbie, I've never known you to successfully anticipate an agenda item yet. Let us see what's next. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, I'm really bad at the agenda management. That's not my strong suit. Robbie starts laughing for no apparent reason.
Oh, no. I refused to fulfill this agenda item.
You did. You already did it, so I'm glad. I don't know what reason it was that you actually laughed for no apparent reason.
I know, and then you tickled me.
That was the plan. I had an embedded Robbie tickling agenda within the agenda. Robbie reads Marvin. Okay. You guys, I know you are...
After 60 seconds of wiggling, we got right to it.
Business-oriented.
Yeah.
We're going to... Let's sort of the cover here before we switch to the other view. This is a book called Marvin that we self-published, 5 years ago.
So many years ago. We're going to read our bio in the back, and you will see where we were in our lives at that time.
We keep forgetting to read the bios. Very important. Telling your story is very important.
Yes.
We want you guys to tell your stories, too. We're telling our stories here, but remember, Robbie and I made these books because we felt like it. You guys can make books, you can do drawings, you can create great sculptures. If your parents have like a 2,000-pound block of marble in the garage and a set of chisels,
now's the time.
Please create something great. Just ask permission first.
Oh.
Make sure they're not planning on using it for some other purpose.
Not like Robbie, who doesn't always ask.
No, Robbie, we have various chunks of marble, and Robbie's just always chiseling away at them.
Away.
I use one of them as a bookmark. I don't
What?
use it as a bookmark. All right. Marvin!
Marvin. Oh, Chandra is asking, does that count as our cardio for the day? It counts as my cardio for the day.
I'm not going to tell you how to define your cardio for the day. As far as I'm concerned, cardio away. All right, I need this. I'm going to try to do better today, you guys. I'm not...
That was my fault.
You
that
did that.
My fault.
Hey, look at that. Look what Robbie just did. One of the things I admire most in a person is when they take responsibility. Sometimes you mess up, and if you mess up, admit it, and people will cut you some slack. If you pretend like it didn't happen, if you lie about it, people will not be happy. This is a little side lesson, but I thank you, Robbie, for
has
taking
nothing to do with Marvin.
responsibility. It's about life.
Yeah.
It's about being a good person.
Yes,
all right.
it's way better to mess up and fess up to it than
own
to
it, because everybody messes up. We're not perfect.
No.
Most of us.
Except for Matthew.
Robbie is perfect. At least that's what she says. All right.
Never said that.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Yes. Marvin by Matthew Swanson. Illustrated by Robbie Bear.
Who's reading this book?
I was just reading the cover of the book.
All right.
All right.
Turn the page.
Oh, okay. Here we go. You guys want to see the first illustration?
Marvin had no hands or feet, of course. He lay in the sun and tried to find shapes in the clouds.
You ever do that? I love to do that.
He curled up in his nest and dreamed of playing hopscotch with friends. But I don't have any friends.
I forgot to tell you guys, this is a sad story.
Oh no, I think it turns out well in the end.
You sure? Okay.
The worms were afraid of him.
Ew.
The frogs were afraid of him.
Ew.
And the twins were afraid of him.
Yeah.
Knowing he was scary made Marvin sad. When he was sad, he slithered. When he slithered, he even scared the mailman. And the mailman was tall as a mountain.
Like me.
You are not tall as a mountain. Marvin thought about staying curled up in his nest forever. But that sounded boring and lonely and awful. So, he hopped on a boxcar and headed west. Because that's what you do.
That's what you do. You usually bring a harmonica with you, but he can't play a harmonica because he doesn't have any hands.
No arms or
and
legs.
he also doesn't have a harmonica.
Yes. As Marvin traveled, he saw interesting things and surprising things and beautiful things and terrifying things.
Oh, we forgot to take the phone off
We're
the
the only
hook.
people who have an
That's
actual phone.
part of what we do before the live cast begins.
Oh, this
Who
is-
is it? Is it your dad?
This is school calling us, telling us something, but
Okay. We'll find out later what's going on because they'll call our cell phones too.
It's a robocall, and they're just updating us on the latest.
Our school is run by robots.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
That's not true. That's not true. We have wonderful, wonderful teachers and loving administrators.
Yes.
Feel bad I even made that joke. All right. Let us reset. Okay. Marvin has been traveling west in a boxcar.
Yes.
Okay. Not playing a harmonica. Proceed.
Okay.
I'll do it.
As Marvin traveled, he saw interesting things and surprising things and beautiful things and terrifying things. Eventually, he came to the desert. In the desert, Marvin was not scary. In the desert, Marvin was scared. There's some scary things in this picture.
Oh,
Scorpion.
You want to point them out? Yeah.
Millipede.
Yeah.
Bigger snake.
Lots of ants. Terrifying turtle.
Big fox.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
All right.
But no one bothered Marvin. Everyone was so busy slithering or crawling or howling or scampering this way and that.
Yeah. Not interesting. People are not... Yeah, no digressions.
Yes.
Okay.
So Marvin stopped being scared.
Oh. Look at that. Look at that little pile of loving serpents.
He's curled up with a scorpion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Oh, but you're not a snake.
One day, a girl came by. She was tall as a mountain.
Like me.
Marvin waited for her scream and run away.
Ah!
I did not read that properly. I skipped a word. Marvin waited for her to scream and run away.
But...
She did not scream.
What?
She did not run away.
What? Go figure?
She's reading a book. It's called Snakes of the Mojave.
Oh, is she governed by curiosity instead of fear?
Yes. I love this drawing. I did a good job on this one.
I like it when Robbie appreciates herself.
That
love...
t-shirt looks great.
It does. Robbie is a talented illustrator, you guys. She often forgets. All right, back to the story. She did not run away. This is her not running away.
Yes. I am no longer scary, said Marvin. I am ready to go home. Marvin missed the frogs and worms. He missed the twins. He even missed the mailman. The ride back seemed shorter somehow.
I love the straw.
Marvin came home. Everything was just as he'd remembered it. He still scared the worms. He still scared the frogs. He still scared the twins. These guys are total wussies, thought Marvin. So Marvin lay in the sun and tried to find shapes in the clouds. He knew he was not scary, and so he was not sad, and so he did not slither. He scared the mailman anyway.
There's no accounting for the mailman.
If snakes could smile, Marvin would have. But they can't.
It's not. It's just physically. It's not possible. Like in terms of how they're built.
How their lips work.
So Robbie helped Marvin out there a little bit.
Yeah, give him a little smile. The end.
The end. That is the story of Marvin. Let me consult the agenda because there might be some things that we need to do in a follow-up sense. You got to make it big again. I can't even see the agenda.
Yeah.
It's just all right. Here we go. Robbie tells the truth about her fear of snakes. So, time for some truth-telling, Robbie.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Tell us.
Snakes are terrifying. They are unnatural. There is no reason why they should move forward when their bodies are moving sideways in opposite directions. That is uncanny. They obviously come from a different planet. If you truly want to terrify yourself, go on YouTube, ask your parents' permission, and search for flying snakes. There are snakes that climb up into trees in the jungle, and then when you're just walking by being totally unexpected, no, you are unexpecting, that snake will, it goes like 50 feet across, flies in the air.
I would like to unpack, meaning explain.
Look what you have on your shirt. Did you do that on purpose?
I did not do that on purpose. I did do that on purpose, of course. It's thematic. It says danger noodle. Yes. I don't know what a danger noodle is. Robbie said a lot of things, some of which were factual, but the great majority of which were opinion. It is Robbie's opinion that snakes are terrifying. It is factual, perhaps, that some snakes terrifying. Go in trees.
That is factual.
So I want you guys to know that you don't have to be fearful of snakes. Our children are not fearful of snakes. We were at a petting zoo of some sort, and Robbie...
No, this is the worst.
Okay.
I have to tell this story.
Okay.
We were at a petting zoo, and they had a giant python. And our kids, it was when they were sort of younger. Alden was probably 6. It was like 6, 4, and 2.
Right.
And you were allowed to... They got out the snake, and you were allowed to carry it, like hold it.
Right.
And so I said, I'm going to be a good role model for my children, and I'm going to prove that snakes aren't scary.
Go touch that snake.
I'm going to touch that snake and hold it, and my kids will therefore not be afraid of snakes
Robbie
like I am.
Very proud of herself for being so brave.
Well, I went over there.
Yeah.
Every cell in my body was screaming and yelling at me to run in the other direction as fast as I possibly could.
Robbie has hundreds of millions of cells.
There are so many cells.
It was like the loudest screaming.
It was the loudest screaming. And instead, I ignored them, and I said, I'm going to be brave. And I held that snake. I held it for longer than I could have.
Please, shower Robbie with praise for her bravery.
Thank you. I was brave. And I was like, hey, kids, look, I'm holding a snake. And it's perfectly normal.
And what did your children say to you, Robbie?
My children were like, yeah, whatever. And they totally wanted to go buy stuff at the...
Well, no, didn't they then touch the snake with absolutely...
nobody was even sort of interested in the
You just
snake.
wanted their love and their appreciation.
I just thought that I could teach them a lesson.
Don't ever count on your children's appreciation, children, when you have your children.
Look, Ella's touched a wild snake before.
Yeah, Ella is tough like nails, Robbie.
She lives out in the woods.
All right, here we go. So that was the true story.
Yeah.
Matthew wonders why Robbie's name is appearing so often in the agenda. Look at the previous 3 agenda items. Robbie. How am I supposed to feel about that?
Agenda?
I'm not asking. Please don't ask questions that aren't relevant. And then we have Robbie gloats and brags, right?
I've already done that several times on this
So
podcast.
did you see how I anticipated that? It wasn't a matter of telling Robbie to do that. She just did it because that's what Robbie do.
I like to follow the agenda. That's all I'm saying.
Debate the meaning of scary. Okay, so we actually have a visual aid for this. At the back of all of the Bobbledy books, there's a little extra treat. In The Girl with Frogs in Her Ears, it was the tutorial to play Simple Jim. Yesterday, it was the lesson in probability. So today, we're going to ask ourselves, what is scary? Let's go through some possibilities, all right? I need you to... Okay, This probably isn't as big as we need it to be. So Robbie's going
sorry.
to read to you guys. Each one of these little things has a drawing with it. So we're going to start with, often things are scary because you haven't tried them yet. These pages are a checklist of experiences that may or may not frighten you. Try each when you're ready, and then add the date and color them in. So
You know what? Maybe
we'll put a PDF of this up.
PDF of this
Yes.
up somewhere.
Then you can print it out.
Yeah.
And this can be your checklist of things that you might have done that are brave.
Right.
Or that might be a little too scary still. No pressure here, you
You
guys.
can save them for another time.
Absolutely.
Or never do them at all.
Should we read through them so that our friends...
Yeah, we'll do quick.
All right.
So-
And you can think in your head, have I done that thing yet? Do I think it's scary? You might be so incredibly brave that you're like, yawn.
You might be like my children with the snake.
Right. All right. So
In which case, check that one off.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so introduce yourself to a new person. Sometimes that's scary.
Should you point to the page while I read it? So let's bring it down, or is that bad? Because they can't really see that.
Okay, hold on.
Right?
We're going to do a little technical.
We're working out the
You're going to
mechanics.
read these, Matthew.
I'm going to read them.
I'm going to try to... It's not going to look as pretty,
Okay.
but here we go.
What are you going to do? All right.
I'm going to...
You're going to use the
see-
cursor?
No, I'm going to zoom.
Oh, Robbie's going to zoom. We have tools, my friends, and we're not afraid to use them. All right. So we need to go... Yeah, okay. So, how about this? Is it scary to introduce yourself to a new person? Have you done that? Have you gone up and said, hello, my name is Mortimer Xavier McFowle?
Don't introduce yourself as Mortimer Xavier McFowle.
Unless that's your name. That's your name.
I just want you to know
What?
that it sometimes feels scary, but actually the person at the other end of the equation who is being introduced, who you're introducing yourself
Yeah, what
to,
will they say and feel?
they usually feel pretty good about it, and
Yeah.
they appreciate that you're interested in them.
Heck yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now, I want to note that right now, for many people, this isn't a good thing to do because we're all hanging out at
Introduce
home.
yourself to a new person.
Yeah, but think
Hey,
about this
no,
for the long term.
You absolutely can introduce yourself without shaking hands.
That's true.
We've had some people in the comments over here in the stream comments introducing themselves to each other.
Robbie, an important
Virtually.
clarification. Say hello to one another in the chat.
Yes.
It's a perfectly great place to
Yes.
do that. All right, we're going to move off. Jump off the high dive at the swimming pool. That, to me, is still a little scary. I have done it many times, but each time I go
I
beforehand.
think I did it
Yeah.
once, and that was enough for me.
All right. Jump off the regular diving board. A little less scary, a little
There
less
you go.
high.
That one's fun.
But maybe you guys... That's still pretty high, Robbie. Wow.
Yeah, I drew that pretty high.
All right. So have you done that? Think about it. And we'll post this.
Yes.
So if you've done it, you can write it down.
Yes.
Okay? Then we will have to the left, Robbie. Move to the left. We have pick up a frog. Have you done it?
I bet Ella's done that.
Frogs are kind of wet. Toads are kind of dry and bumpy. Either one, they sort of wiggle in your
I don't
hand.
think I've ever picked up a frog. I think I've picked up toads.
I have. I used to search for frogs with my friends at the Runkle Retreat when I was little. We caught a lot of frogs, put them in buckets, then let them go because you got to let them go. All right, walk through a graveyard. A little scary. Still a little scary for me, but you guys look braver than me. Just sort of looking out there. Your comments make you seem very brave. All right, to the right, Robbie. Get a shot without crying.
Now where's the truth telling going to happen, Matthew?
Well, when I was a child, I yelled. I yelled mercilessly. I had to be held down while I got shots. What is it that you want me to say?
When Matthew was a grown adult.
Oh, Robbie had to come with me to get my blood drawn and hold my hand and soothe me with her dulcet tones, tell me kind things to distract me.
He was literally shaking. He was so scared of it.
But I've gotten better. I've gotten
He's
better.
gotten a lot
I
better.
totally have. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. All right, to the right. Listen to a ghost story around a campfire. Robbie has a very strong power of suggestion, you guys. If you say something to Robbie, if I'm like, Robbie, there's a scary fork man walking across the... What happened?
YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
It's very
Why
frustrating.
is this happening?
I don't know. Let me turn off my phone.
Oh.
You know, we had such a good signal at the beginning.
know.
But is
Sorry,
yours...
everyone.
Okay.
Mine's off. Are we sure that...
Do you want to turn off my computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, friends. This is frustrating. Lots of people, we think,
I think
are
the
home
entire town of
watching
Chestertown
TV and Netflix.
Yes.
What do we do? Do you want to do a
do we
speed
do?
test?
No, I think at this point... oh, no, Ella. The frog peed on Ella.
Well,
when
you
she
know what?
picked it
That's
up.
okay. Frog pee is not a very problematic thing. Do you want to do a speed test real quick? Just sort of see where we are?
I don't know that there's anything that we can do.
Well, we could shut down and start over if we need to. Sorry, you guys. This is frustrating.
Yes. What should we do?
It's been happening. Well, I've suggested several times that we do a speed test.
I know.
Okay.
The testing it
Well,
doesn't.
maybe you have another
it actually
idea.
uses up.
Okay.
No data. Okay, so
Okay.
we're a little. Okay.
And it's supposed to be like 10 times that much, right?
Yeah, see if they're doing anything in there. Unplug the Fire Stick.
All devices are in airplane mode, right? All devices in airplane mode.
What about Jay? He's not.
What, Mom?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, thanks, guys. We need to start that. We need to shut that thing down.
Which thing?
The shutting that down helped last time. Remember? Should I unplug it?
Hold on. Oh, excellent. Now we're back to excellent connection.
We are.
It's so mysterious, you guys. We don't know what's going on.
Are
with
we?
our
Are we
internet.
back on our stream?
Yes.
Okay. Did we have to stop it, or did we just get resumed?
I don't know. We just got resumed.
Okay. All right, you
Sorry,
guys.
I'm
If
sure
anyone is still there, we
you-
appreciate your patience.
Hopefully you got us arguing this whole time.
Okay. Oh, if you did, that would be really funny. It's funny, when you are. Anyway, we don't need to get into that. All right,
Back
listen to
business.
we're on a campfire, and look, our friends still there? Is anyone still there?
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Sarah
you,
and
friends.
Ella are there. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right,
Duncan.
let us move from the ghost story sort of down.
Oh, we were saying that I'm suggestible, which means that when somebody talks about something in my head, I see it very clearly, and
right.
it makes me think that
She can't separate out imagination from reality sometimes.
Yes, I have a hard time.
I think we could put her in a. Okay, spend the night. Let's go to the right. Spend the night in a tent.
Spend the night in a tent.
Spend the night in a tent. Some people, a thrilling adventure in the woodlands. For some people, potentially a scary adventure. All right, right above that, touch a slug. If any of you are reading The Real McCoys with us next, you will know that Moxie McCoy loves slugs. I don't know if she touches them because she probably doesn't want to harm them. So
is it bad to is it bad for the slug if you touch
we
them?
should ask, are
Do you
there
guys
any
know that?
slug experts? You probably wouldn't want to thumb wrestle with this slug. Maybe gently patting it on its back. I don't know. I don't want to dish out that advice because I don't know.
I feel like that's terrible advice. We'll see.
What's the advice? I didn't give advice.
Oh.
I think I said I
Gently
don't.
pat them.
I'm not advising that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying,
That
have
would
you
be the
touched a
least
slug? I will. I'm
likely.
not prepared to offer professional advice about slug touching. All right, moving up.
Oh, admit it when you make a mistake.
Oh, that's what we
I
talked
just
about
did
earlier.
that.
Robbie, that's very brave.
Yeah.
Did you find it scary when you admitted it?
You know what? After you start admitting all of your mistakes all the time, it becomes very easy.
Okay, cool. So it's something you can practice.
It's absolutely something you can practice.
I practice wearing my hat magnificently, and so that is why I'm so good at it now. Sleep over at a friend's house, for some people that can be a little
Truth
scary.
be told,
What?
it was scary for me probably until I was in 9th grade, maybe.
Yeah.
I did not like sleeping over at friends' houses.
Yeah.
I missed my family, and I would get very sad.
Yeah. Technically, this is Robbie's house, and so every night I sleep over at her house, and it's gotten less terrifying every day for the last 20 years. I just want to point out.
Because I refuse to sleep over at anybody else's
That's
house because
right.
it makes me sad.
That's right. So go on up. Ride an escalator. Ride an escalator. Again, very routine for some people. For some people, that's sort of a scary thing to do. All right, Robbie, I think we're only going to do the left-hand side.
Okay.
Because we need to move on. But, guys, we are going to post a PDF of this.
Yes.
Probably on the Robbie and Matthew Facebook page. So tell your designated adult.
We'll put a link in the recast
To a place
of
where they
this
can get it online?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll put a link in the comments, but we will put it on the Robbie and Matthew Facebook page. Tell your parents to get it from you there, since none of you children use social media.
Right.
Because social media... I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Yes.
Okay. Admit it when you break something. Oh, admit it when you make a mistake. Admit it when you break something.
Yes.
This is such an important point, this admitting things and owning up to it, that we're saying it twice.
Oh, guess who breaks something all the time?
Oh, Matthew?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Oh, let's move over to the right here. Sing in front of a crowd.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Robbie, show us right now. You have a crowd. You have a handful of friends here.
It's the Robbie and Matthew show.
That was also a bit of propaganda because you are trying to socialize that as our theme jingle so that people will accept it before I've had an opportunity to, it's the Robbie and Matthew show. What do you think? Did you like that?
I do.
I still don't think it's very original. What if we do it together? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's the Robbie and Matthew show. What do you think?
Terrible. I don't like it.
No, you don't. You guys.
You're
don't?
gonna have to come up with something better.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Susie is here, but she's demanding more Kato and JJ. Here's the sad reality, Susie. We must put Jasper down for a nap before we do our live cast because the live cast would be disastrous.
Yes.
So we might have to schedule a little time with you and JJ offline. All right. I think we can do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Online.
Offline. We have people rabble-rousing for the real McCoys. I appreciate the enthusiasm. You have only a few minutes to wait. Let us see what the rest...
There's one more.
One more
Walk through the woods at night.
Oh, gosh. That, to me, is still kind of scary. I have to admit.
Yes.
All right, let's see. What remains... we're going to go back. We're going to go big. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And now we are big. 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 Boom. All right, here we go. Matthew wanted to be agenda, Robbie gloats and brags, making you scary. Matthew serenades Beth, if Beth is watching.
Beth isn't watching again, sorry.
Beth, you have squandered. And yesterday on Facebook, in a separate post, Beth said, I'm not coming on because you won't sing to me. And I wrote back the sassiest string of all caps, exclamation point laden. Beth, you have squandered opportunity after
multiple opportunities.
Now she's been warned and she's still not here. Not cool. Double thumbs down. I do love Beth.
Maybe she really just doesn't want to hear you sing. You've forced her.
She's been asking me to sing for about 9 months. And to be fair, she might have lost hope because I have been so stubbornly resistant to the idea.
Yes.
Maybe I will have to record a song, and play it for Beth, but announce in advance that I'm going to do so. Maybe that would work. Anyway, Beth is a magnificent human creature who I love and am glad to call my friend, and I want you all to know that as I playfully talk about our differences on the song front. Friends, I think we need to go because we need a moment to breathe before we come back again.
With the real McCoys
go
that some people are looking forward
to the other stream, click go, and we will magically appear in 2 minutes.
See you very soon.
We do love and value you. Friends, come back tomorrow and see us here at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
We'll be reading a different book.
We don't know what book it is yet.
We haven't decided yet.
We like to leave that to the last minute, like everything else. Friends, goodbye. It's the Robbie and Matthew show. End scene.